my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today and over the coming weeks, I'm going to take you guys along on a little behind the scenes of setting up and launching my business. I thought this would be cool because I think some people are a little curious on what it's like to set up a business and launch a business. Now, I'm not talking a full business with employees and all of that sort of thing. Just to be clear, I am talking purely about being a sole trader, which basically in Australia just means you're a one-man show offering a service or whatever it may be. So that's what I'm doing. So for context, if you don't know, I think the only place on my YouTube I've actually officially mentioned it is my 2025 reset goal setting video. But I am currently in the process of setting up a virtual assistant business specifically for coaches in the health and fitness space. Now, for a little background, I used to be a personal trainer and online coach myself. I did that for just under 2 years. I ran my own business. September 2022, I decided to shut down my online coaching business. My heart just wasn't in it the same anymore. At that stage of my life, it just wasn't the right thing for me to do, and it just didn't feel quite right. I wasn't as fulfilled as I thought I would be. I loved many aspects of it, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't as fulfilled as I thought I should be. So I closed my online coaching business in September of 2022, and then for just over 2 years, I went back to working a regular job. I went back to hospitality because that was what I knew best. I went back to working hospitality. I spent some time as a store manager, which I actually quit in December. I spoke about that in a recent vlog as well. I quit that due to burnout and it just not being what I wanted to do anymore. And I have had this itch to go back to being my own boss and working for myself again. I really value autonomy and freedom, and I also have a certain drive to sort of make something of myself and not just live an average life and do an average job. Not that there is anything wrong with that at all. I will say there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, I just have this sort of itch to sort of work for myself, build my own business, and break out of that 9 to 5 lifestyle, working on someone else's terms, showing up to work when someone else wanted you at work, those sorts of things. So I've wanted to go back to being my own boss for a few months now, but I kind of wasn't sure whether that was the right decision, and I really had no clue what I should even do. So I sat and I pondered over it a little bit, and then I kind of had this epiphany that while I was a personal trainer and online coach, the admin side of things was the part that I enjoyed the most. The admin side of running your own business is the part that I would get sucked into, and I'd spend so much of my time doing that. Don't ask me why, I have no clue. I know that admin stuff is the thing that people generally dread doing and hate the most, but I think because I'm a little bit of an introvert and sort of thinking logically sometimes and creating systems and stuff like that, the admin side of things was the part that I adored doing. So I had this sort of epiphany, and I was like, what if I go into business being a virtual assistant, still with personal trainers, because I still am passionate about health and fitness, just not on a coach level. I'm still passionate about health and fitness. So what if I go into business doing the admin side of things for fitness coaches and online coaches? Because generally the admin stuff is the stuff that most personal trainers and online coaches hate doing. So that's where the idea was born. I thought, perfect, that's exactly what I want to do. That sounds perfect for me. So I quit my job almost a month ago, and I was like, sweet, now is the time. Let's get this ball rolling on starting up my own business and living the life that I want to live. So yeah, that's the long-winded story. I probably could have condensed that down a little bit more, but whatever. So currently it is the 11th of January, and I set myself a goal of having my business up and running by the end of January. So I still have a couple little things to do. So I thought I would just bring you guys along behind the scenes, show you what it's like, all of the different things that I'm doing in the process of setting up and then launching said business. So what I'm doing today, and the reason I am a little bit more dressed up, have a little bit of makeup on, and my hair is kind of done, is I want to take some professional, but not obviously actually professional because I'm just doing it by myself, professional looking-ish photos for my Instagram, because I don't really have any photos of me of what I'm looking like at the moment. I have photos from when I had full-on blonde hair, have some photos from when I had darker hair, but I don't really have any photos of me with my current hair, what I currently look like, and I definitely don't have any photos that are more businessy looking. A lot of my photos are in like activewear, which I'll still use obviously because I want to show my personality and show that I'm into health and fitness, but I just want to have some like photos where I am in slightly more dressy, like business casual-ish sort of wear, so that I can position myself on Instagram as slightly more professional looking when people come to my Instagram page. I also need some photos to use for my website, which I'm still in the process of setting up. So I'm just going to take a couple little photos, nothing crazy, just so that I have a couple photos that I can use for my Instagram and my website. And then I also want to take a video that I can use for a reel to upload to Instagram, basically just introducing myself, who I am, what I do, that sort of thing. I'm definitely at some stage going to invest in getting like a proper professional photo shoot done. However, currently, since I haven't launched the business yet, I haven't made any money from the business yet, I just feel like that's not a smart idea to do right now. I'm just doing this in the media room of our house because it's the only room in our house that has like a full blank wall that I can use just as like a plain aesthetic backdrop. Alright, I've taken a bunch of photos and I've done the introduction video. Now we've had an outfit change. I'm going for athletic mixed with slightly professional. So I've got some Velocity activewear on, a random blazer, I think this is from Target, and then I'm wearing my new Windsor Smiths that I got for Christmas. I thought, since I want to position myself as not just any virtual assistant, but a virtual assistant that specializes in coaches within the health and fitness space, I thought mixing in a little bit of activewear in there would be appropriate and help to get that message across more. It is now Wednesday, so several days later since the last time that I filmed. I've done a couple little things for my business over the last couple of days, but nothing like worthy of filming. It was just been like tiny little tasks that I've done here and there. I haven't properly sat down to really smash things out and get things done and show you what I'm doing and film it. But I've got a big TPVA day planned today. TPVA is just my shortened version of my business name, so I just refer to it as TPVA because it's easy to do that. So I've got a big TPVA day planned in my calendar today. Gonna sit down, get a bunch of things smashed out. So it's currently Wednesday the 15th. Now on my calendar I've got Monday the 20th is the day I officially launch my business, put my business out there and give people the ability to be able to book in with me. So I'm gonna have a busy couple of days getting a bunch of things finalized. Thankfully, I don't have to have everything finalized before I actually launch the business. There's a lot of things that I can do once the business is up. I just need to go through and sort of finalize everything that I need to do before I put the business out there in the public. I have already sort of soft launched my business, so it's not this big scary hard launch where no one knows about it and I'm just going to put it out there in the open. I have already like sort of soft launched it, teased at it on my personal Instagram, tagged the Instagram account in a couple stories, so I've already got a couple followers on the business Instagram and people sort of already know that it's coming. But yeah, Monday is just going to be the day where I'm like, okay, like I'm doing this now, like I'm good to go sort of thing. I'm really trying to treat my business like I would a regular job and actually schedule in times to sit down and focus on getting work done as if I have like a shift at work. Obviously, since it's my own business, I have like a sense of freedom where I can work wherever I want, whenever I want. I could work for 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, work at 10 o'clock at night, whatever. But I find if I actually schedule in times throughout my week to quote unquote go to work, then it helps to boosts my productivity. It helps to get my brain in work mode and actually get things done. I find if I'm doing like half an hour of work here and then half an hour of work there, both of those times I don't fully get in the zone and I don't get much done, because you can't really fully get into work mode in half an hour. So instead of doing half an hour here, half an hour there, I'd rather combine those and do like a 3-hour work stint with little breaks in between, because then I just get so much more focused and in the zone and I achieve more. So that's why I have like very specific times in my calendar that are set to working on TPVA, so that I can look at my calendar and I go, okay, Tuesday, that's a TPVA day, Wednesday, that's a TPVA day, and Thursday is also a TPVA day, and then these other days are sort of like a more YouTube day. But when I'm looking at my task list, I can sort of go, okay, anything that needs to get done for TPVA, I can try and schedule it in on these 3 days. Obviously that can change and move around, because part of the reason I even wanted to start my own business is so that I could have flexibility and freedom and be able to move my time blocks around and work from where I want. But I feel like I still need to try and have some sort of structure to stick to wherever possible. So I've got this tasks database in my Notion dashboard, which I'm kind of using to keep track of everything that I have done and everything that I need to do within my business. So this is like my overarching to-do list of everything I need to do in every area of my life, and then I can filter that to just have the TPVA stuff shown. So here is my TPVA task list, all of the things that I still need to do for my business. So I've set due dates on things, so everything down here with the due date right up until the 20th are the things that I need to make sure that I get done prior to launching my business, and then anything after the 21st are the things that can wait until after I've already launched it. So those are the things I still have to do. So I still have to go through and finish and publish my website. I've already gotten started on my website. I just need to finalize that and then publish that alongside with the website. I need to make sure I register for a domain, which is basically just the website URL, whatever you call it, of your website. So instead of being a bunch of gibberish, I can make it www.teganparsonsva.com.au or whatever it may be. So I need to register for that, so that my website URL is in a whole bunch of gibberish. I need to go through and finalize the prices of my packages. I need to create an inquiry form that I can put on my website and in my Instagram bio, so that people can actually submit an inquiry to work with me. And yeah, so there's a whole bunch of other things there that I need to get done. I'm not going to bore you with the details right now. Hopefully I can show you everything as I'm getting it done. And then if I show you the checked things, here are the things that I have already done for my business. So I've already opened up a business bank account. This is very important to make sure that you have a business bank account rather than just using your own personal one, because you really need to try and keep everything separate wherever possible. So I have a business bank account that everything will get paid to, and then I pay myself from my business bank account. I have registered for an ABN, which is an Australian business number, which you legally need to run a business in Australia. I've done the Instagram bio for my business. I've set up my discovery call link. For that, I am using Calendly. This is the same website that I used when I was a personal trainer. It's just a scheduling software where people can get your link and then see the exact times that you're available and book in through that link, rather than the back and forth of chatting about when you're free, when the client's free, blah, blah, blah. You can just send them the link to book in and they can do that through there. So I have already set that up so that people can book in with me. I've made my business tracker and budget spreadsheet. I just repurposed the one that I used when I was a personal trainer. I've created a business email once again, just so that you can keep everything in your business separate to your personal stuff. Taken photos in the business casual attire. That's what you saw me do the other day. I did make the video for Instagram introducing myself. However, I think I want to remake that because I watched back the video and it's a little bit echoey in there. So I need to remake that video at some stage. I think I'm gonna have a content day on Saturday and do that this weekend. I did create my logo and I signed up for Henry, which is my accounting and invoicing software. So those are the things I've done. That is by no means a complete list, and same with the things that are still yet to do. That is by no means a complete list. There are many tiny little tasks here and there that I've done, but for the most part these are the things that I have done and these are the things that I have still yet to do. So after having a look at my overarching task list and seeing everything that I need to do, I have already figured out what my priorities for today are going to be. So my priorities for today, I need to create the inquiry form because no one can inquire to work with me without that, and then register for a domain and finish and publish my website. I feel like that's going to take up the majority of my day today, but those are the two things that are incredibly important, and without those two things no one can find my business and inquire to work with me. So those are my priorities for today, and then I'm also going to dedicate all of tomorrow and all of Friday to my business so that I can get through everything else that needs to get done prior to launch on Monday. I'm going to start out by creating the inquiry form to work with me. For this, I'm just going to use Jotform. In my PT business, I think I use Google Forms, which I didn't have any issues with, but I have just heard heaps of good things about Jotform. So I'm going to give Jotform a go and see what I think. I know that they also have the ability to create contracts in here, which your clients can sign digitally, which is the main reason I decided to use Jotform, because that'll obviously come in handy in the future when I start getting clients and start having to send out contracts and get them to sign contracts. Okie dokie, that inquiry form is done. I've just gone through and put a bunch of questions in there. This is by no means set in place. I'm sure that in the future I will think of some other questions that I want to pop on here, or maybe even want to take some questions away, but it's good to just have this as my starting point. I feel like Jotform is a lot more customizable than Google Forms is, so I really loved working with it for that reason. I can really make it my own more, select all of the colors and everything, and I also, as I said before, absolutely love that they have the option for people to sign directly in the form, so it can be used as like a contract. And I believe I have heard some people say that they also have an option where you can sync this directly with your Google Drive, so that when clients fill out their contracts, that Jotform contract will get sent straight to your Google Drive, which is where I store all of my documents and everything. Alright, I can tick create inquiry form off on my tasks list. Now I'm probably going to spend the rest of today focusing on finishing and publishing the website, because that is a pretty big job. So for my website, I'm using Squarespace. With my PT business, I used Wix, but I find Squarespace honestly a little bit more user-friendly. So this is my website so far. It is by no means finished. This is just a rough draft that I put together, but I want to go through and change a few things, and I also need to add the link to the inquiry form into here. I do need to actually subscribe to Squarespace because I was on the free trial, but that's run out now, so I can't edit or publish my website anymore. So I just need to quickly go through and actually start my subscription for that, so that I can get my website up and running. And then I do need to do some research into where the best place is to buy a domain from. I'm pretty sure that Squarespace have an option to buy a domain through them, but I'm not sure if there are other places that are better or cheaper or whatever, so I just need to do a little bit of research into that before I just decide on getting it through Squarespace. Okay, I'm not really sure how long it's been since I last filmed. I think it's been like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. It's currently 4 o'clock and I've been sitting here all day, with the exception of like a half-hour lunch break just to quickly get something into me. But I've been sitting here all day after I finished that Jotform working on my website, and I think I'm finally done. I ended up getting my domain. I purchased it through Squarespace, and then I signed up for the Squarespace subscription so that I could publish my website. And I published my website. I just haven't got the link anywhere, so no one can actually find the website yet. But I published it, and I think I'm like 99% done. There's still probably a few little tweaks that I need to do, but for now it is looking pretty good. So when I started this morning, pretty much all I had was this cover photo. I had a very basics service page that just had like this main information here, and then I had a small about me section down the bottom. So that was all I had, but I've kind of built it out a bit more now. So I've obviously got that cover photo up there, and then I put in a few little sections that help people kind of figure out what I do, help my ideal client realize that I'm speaking to them. So I've got that, a little does this sound like you section. Here's how I make your life easier. And then I've got a very quick little about me section here, and you can click into a bigger about me section with a little bit more of a spiel on myself. And then my services section, I've filled that out a little bit more. I'm just now realizing that that right there is a different color, so I need to change that. But yeah, I've just filled it out a little bit more and added the like how it works section down the bottom so that things are a little bit more clear. And yeah, that's the website so far. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. My website when I was a PT was kind of pretty basic, and I didn't really add in all the sections like the does this sound like you and the here's how to make your life easier. Like I didn't really do that. I kind of just had the about me section and the services section. So I'm pretty happy with how the website's looking so far. Alright, I've got 4 o'clock as my rough finish time, so I'm gonna clock off for the day now. Go take my little fur bubba for a walk and wind down for the evening before getting stuck into another big work day tomorrow. Good morning, my loves. Happy Thursday. I'm just about to take myself out to a cafe for a little work stint so that I can just like switch up my environment a little bit, because I've just been like working in my office every single day, so I just want to switch up my environment a little bit, get myself a yummy drink, and I always just feel like a little bit more productive and enjoy the process a little bit more when I'm working from a cafe. So I'm just about to head out and do that. I thought I would just quickly check in with you guys first, because I'm probably not going to be able to talk to you when I am at said cafe. So my priorities for today, I'm just going to open up my Notion real quick to see what I need to get done today. Okay, so my 2 priorities for today is I need to make a discovery call outline, outlining all of the different questions, etc. that I need to ask once people inquire to work with me, and then we do a discovery call. I just need to outline like all of the questions that I will ask in there, so that I have not like a script to follow, but so that I go into the discovery call feeling confident, knowing that I know what I need to ask and say. So I need to do that, and then I also need to make up my contract for new clients. So those are my 2 main priorities for today. I'm not sure how long those things will take me. I may get them done really quick, or it may take a little while. So once I've done those things, I'll just like regroup, see how I'm going for time, and add more things to my to-do list for today if I need to, or whatever. I'm gonna go to Starbucks. I wish I could go to a different cute cafe, but I need to go to Starbucks because that's the only cafe I know that has PowerPoints, and my laptop battery is due for a service, so it does not last very long. So I need to make sure I go somewhere with a PowerPoint so that I don't get in the flow of working and then my fucking laptop dies. So that's where I'm gonna go. I'm only gonna go for a few hours. It's currently 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go for a couple hours this morning, come home, have my lunch, and then get stuck in for another few hours this afternoon. I am back home now. It's actually several hours later. I ended up taking a couple hours off in the middle of the day. Long story short, we're in the middle of trying to find a new house at the moment. Not great timing to be doing that while setting up a business, but we're in the middle of trying to find a new house at the moment, and we just got rejected from a house that we had really high hopes for, and were almost certain we were going to get it, and we didn't. But it's fine. I just took a couple hours off to just sort of feel the emotions, feel the frustration, all the things. And now I have regrouped, I've got myself back together, and I'm ready to get stuck into a little bit more work. I ended up staying at Starbucks for I think close to 4 hours, and I got quite a bit done, lots of random little things. I didn't end up finishing my client contract. I kind of got sidetracked with a few other things, to be honest, but it's fine, I'll do that another time. I made a new form on Jotform for when my VA clients are starting with me, so that I can get all of the essential information about them and their business that I need, so that I can help them out as much as possible. I began making up a proposal template so that like after I do discovery calls with clients, I can send them a proposal of my prices, my services, etc., and then they can decide if they want to work with me. I made a few little tweaks to my website. I think those are the main things, and just like a few random little things here and there. I've just been sitting here at my desk for the last maybe hour doing some random little bits and pieces. Honestly, I don't feel like I've been overly productive because there isn't like one task that I've done and can tick off. But I've been sitting here spending a lot of time chatting to ChatGPT. Now, honestly, ChatGPT has been a game changer for me in setting up my current business and a whole bunch of other things. I've been using ChatGPT so much recently. I have had it help me build my forms. I've had it help me with content ideas. I had it help me build my business. I got it to create like a business growth roadmap for me. So many random different things that I've been getting it to do. Now, ChatGPT is such a useful tool, and I think where some people go wrong with ChatGPT is they ask it questions and they get generic responses because they haven't told ChatGPT about themselves or about their business or whatever it may be. So I sat there, before I started doing all of this, I sat there, I have told ChatGPT what I value, I've told it the way I speak, I've told them what I want to achieve from business, blah blah blah, so that when I ask it for advice on certain things, it's like really almost creepily tailored to me. It has been so fucking good. I literally feel like ChatGPT is my second brain. Sometimes I'll tend to like overthink things and not really know how to put things into words or whatever it may be, so I'll kind of just enter it into ChatGPT and be like, hey, can you help me with this thing, or hey, can you help me word this thing better, or whatever it is, and it'll just spit something out that sounds exactly how I would say it or whatever, and it's so helpful. Literally every single section that I have on my website at the moment, ChatGPT helped me build that out. It helped me figure out what to write, how to structure things, and it honestly feels like I'm cheating a little bit, but I mean, I'm still like putting in the work and doing the things. ChatGPT is just like helping me not overthink everything and actually execute things. So that's my handy dandy little tip for you. If you do not already utilize ChatGPT, I highly recommend. What I'm currently doing in ChatGPT is I'm getting really like crystal clear about who my ideal client in my business is, because knowing who your ideal client is, how they think, etc. is so important for your content messaging and your business structure and everything like that. So I put into ChatGPT, I said, can you ask me some questions so that we can get crystal clear about what my ideal client is in my business, so that we can make my messaging very direct to them, so that in my content and my messaging and everything I can feel like I'm speaking directly to my ideal client. And it's been just like spitting some questions out at me, and I've just been sitting here typing away, and it's really cool because once I'm done doing this, I will get it to give me like a spiel on my ideal client, their pain points, how I can speak to that in my content, my messaging, whatever it is. And the other thing I've been doing is every time I've been like listening to a podcast and I hear them like mention like a strategy or a tip or something that really hits home, I'll like put it into ChatGPT and be like, hey, can you help me actually execute this, and like figure out and give me some like tangible tips so that I can actually use this advice in my business or my everyday life. So yeah, anyway, that was the little ChatGPT rant that you didn't ask for, but ChatGPT is a lifesaver. Moral of the story. Happy Friday. I just jumped off a workshop called 50k months on repeat. It was basically just a workshop for service providers around attracting consistent clients and making consistent sales so that you can have a higher income, and it was really awesome. I actually really enjoyed that. One thing I really want to make sure I do this time around is really investing in my business and investing in education and courses and mentorship and everything like that. Last time I was in PT as a business, I didn't really invest much in my business, and to be fair, I was in a very different financial situation then. Back then I didn't have anyone supporting me financially, and I was very much just focused on being able to fucking like pay my bills. But this time around in business, I have my beautiful fiance who works so incredibly hard, and for that I am so incredibly grateful for. But he is currently supporting us financially, which puts us in a position where it's like any extra income that I make is amazing, and it will help us be able to, you know, create the life we want, whatever. But at the end of the day, our bills are always paid. So I don't have that same sort of stress on my plate of like having to make money and then hold on to all of that money, because if I don't, then I can't pay my bills. So yeah, because of that, it means this time around in business, I am able to do things like investing in mentors, investing in coaches, investing back into my business. And for that, once again, I'm so incredibly grateful to Lucas, and I would not be where I am right now without him. So he is just a fucking king, and I cannot praise that man enough. So Lucas, if you're watching, I love you and I appreciate you so much. But anyway, back to the point. Yeah, I did a little like workshop this morning with a girl who I have followed on Instagram for many years and I admire very much. Her name's Riley May. She lives on the Gold Coast. She's like a business and mindset coach slash mentor, and she is fucking phenomenal. Like everything that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, yep, I resonate so much. You're so intelligent. Like I love everything that you have to say. And I saw something pop up from her a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about the feminine sales strategy, and this blew my mind. This is something that I had never ever heard of before. I didn't even know that there was a feminine sales strategy and there was a masculine sales strategy. All I knew was the masculine sales strategy, and that was what I was taught when I was in business last time, as if that was just the marketing strategy. But turns out there is a strategy specifically for women selling to women, and it's all focused around building trust with your clients, building connection with your clients, focusing on having a conversation and helping them rather than just making money off them. And she kind of chatted about the bro marketing strategy, which is the masculine way, which is amazing for men selling to men, because men are, you know, driven by competition and stuff like that, but as women we are not driven by that sort of thing. We're driven by connection and feeling safe and stuff like that. And she chatted about how if you are a female in business using the bro marketing strategy, all of the different ways that can lead to burnout. And I was like, holy shit, that is exactly how I felt last time I was in business. And I thought that there was something wrong with me, because I was like, I'm not cut out to sell, I'm not cut out for marketing, because this just doesn't feel right to me. Little did I know I was doing the fucking masculine thing and not the feminine thing, which after learning this new strategy feels so right and so easy and so flowy, and it makes me feel like 100 times better about selling in my business and everything like that. So if you are a female service provider, I would highly recommend checking her out. Her Instagram name is, I think, Riley May Coaching. I've done her freebie, and then I just did a couple like low ticket things like a masterclass and a workshop and stuff like that. But I definitely think in the future I want to invest more in her. I know that she has like a proper course called Attraction Sales, which is diving deeper into this feminine sales strategy, more of the how to actually implement this in your life, in your business, etc. So that's something I definitely think I am going to look at doing in the future. I feel like this vlog's been a little bit more chatty than I initially envisioned. I initially thought I would just, you know, really take you behind the scenes and show you everything that I'm doing, but instead I feel like I've gone on a few tangents about a few different things. But who knows, maybe these things that I'm telling you or talking about are conversations that you needed to hear. So maybe some of you have found it helpful, who knows?